this is Tina with Loving Life's Little Blessings, and I have kind of a different post for you guys today. I'm not going to be making a card, but I'm going to be stamping on some envelopes with a brand new stamp set. And then I wanted to show you guys a little trick that I have done. I took my envelope framelits and I cut a bunch of these out. Now, I always think when I'm sending a card, I always think, oh, I should get my envelope framelits out and get a liner and then send the card that way because it adds such a nice little touch inside your envelopes. But you know, sometimes I don't have the time to actually get these out and then, you know, get my big shot out and cut everything. And so I thought that what I would do is just cut a bunch out. I'm going to show you how many I cut out. I just one day when I had a little bit of time, I cut a bunch out and I used a bunch of retired Stampin' Up! Product. This was some Stampin' Up! Designer paper from last year, but then I also went into my old 12 by 12 paper and cut some of that up because I have so much of it and it's really not getting used, but I hate to throw it away. And so I thought, well, this will be a perfect way to use some of it up. So you can see that I just did a whole bunch. Here's some black and white polka dots. Here's some stripes. This would be great for a birthday card. Some polka dots. Polka dots are really easy to do because they just coordinate with so many different things. Here is some black and white. And then I'm actually going to use this yellow polka dot one right here. So if the paper is thin, you can run 4 sheets of designer paper with your framelit through your big shot and it'll cut 4 at a time. The thicker Stampin' Up! Designer paper, I can do 2 at a time. So this took me about half an hour, and what I'll do is I'll just keep this with my envelopes and then I can just thumb through it and use it. So I'm going to show you how this all works. But first I thought I would show you this brand new stamp set. This is called Better Than Email, and this is great if you are selling your handmade cards. You have to have the Stampin' Up! Copyright stamped onto your card, and I didn't know that for a long time. It's our angel policy. So you make a card, you stamp one of these on the back, and then it's okay to sell it. So what I love about this stamp set is it's super cute. First of all, I love this snail, and that's what we're going to be using. But then there's also, this is just one image. So if you just wanted to put this on the back of a card, that would be perfect. So let's get started. I do a couple things for my envelopes. Now, I send out more cards than most because I send thank you cards out to all of my customers. I send out team member cards and then, you know, family cards. So what I like to do is, so that my envelopes are already prepped and waiting for me, so I don't have to do it right when I need to send out a card, I do a couple things. First, I have an address stamp, and Stampin' Up! Has a whole selection of address stamps, and you can just click right up here, and that's going to take you to the coordinating blog post, and you're going to see a couple different designs for an address stamp, a personalized stamp, and I need an updated one. It's one of the things that I need to do. So I'm going to use my address stamp, and then I have this stamp that is available. It was available to Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. I don't know that it's available anymore, but it's just our statement of the heart, and it says to love what we do and share what we love as we help others enjoy creativity and worthwhile accomplishments, and this we make a difference. And I love that. So what I like to do is I like to take my envelope, and I get all my envelopes from Stampin' Up! And the reason that I do this is because they stamp so nicely. Your images stamp so nicely on them. So I stamp that right there on the back, and then I leave that open just to make sure it dries a little bit. And then I take my address stamp and I stamp that, and it's not perfect because this isn't a great stamp, to be honest. It's really old and I've cut some stuff off of it, so it doesn't always stamp the best, but that's okay. So then I'm just going to take one of these stamps and I'll grab a little block, and I love this snail, and it says you can't beat snail mail. And so we'll stamp that right there. Right, so that is awesome. Then we'll take our envelope liner, and I just stick it right in there, and it goes right below. I'm sorry, there's a siren going by. So then it goes right below the part that, you know, you're gonna seal. And then what I do is I just go ahead and fold this and give it a crease. And then my card will go right in there. And my envelope liner is there. And you can also just take a little bit of adhesive and that will just hold that down. You don't even have to do that if you didn't want to. But then that makes a perfect envelope. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this little tip. My tip today is just to cut out a whole bunch of these, use up some of the paper that you're not using, cut a whole bunch, and then leave them by your envelopes, and then you'll be able to have a nice lined envelope whenever whenever you're sending something out. So thank you guys so much for coming by, and I will talk to you guys later.
If you wanna play, make it about a place. It'll take creation, imagination. Try to draw outside the line. Let us see inside your mind.